Both of these are healthy meals. One will keep your belly fat stuck, and the other will get you lean. And most women over 50 are picking the wrong plate. So over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to eat if you're over 50 and you feel like your menopause belly is stuck forever, even if you're trying to do everything right. Every food you eat is made up of three things: protein, carbs, and fat. Protein and carbs are 4 calories per gram. Fat is 9. So when your food is higher in fat, the calories add up really fast. And that's exactly what's happening here. You see, most women that I work with come to me and they're already doing a lot of the right things. They're eating clean, they're walking, they're doing a little bit of strength training, and they're trying really hard, but they're still not seeing results. And I always start by telling them, it's not your age, it's how you're eating. Hey there, I'm Ruth. I was super lean in menopause in my 50s. I was a fitness model, I was a Lululemon model, and then COVID hit. I ate everything in sight and I gained 30 pounds. One day I realized what had happened after looking in the mirror, and I thought, I've got to go back to the basic principles that I knew worked, and that's what I'm going to teach you here today. So let me show you exactly how to create breakfast, lunch, and dinner if you're over 50 and you want to lose fat. Number one, let's talk about protein. Protein is critical after 50. It preserves muscle, it helps you build muscle if you're strength training, which in turn will increase your metabolism. And the beauty about protein is it keeps you full for a long time. You see, after 50, we lose muscle every single year through something called sarcopenia. That's age-related muscle loss. And if we aren't combating it, then we're going to continue to decline. Plus, the more muscle you have, the better your metabolism is, and the more calories you'll burn at rest. That means you're going to shed fat a whole lot easier. Okay, let's look at these two plates again. Both of these contain healthy food. Both of them are almost the same calories. They're off by about 10 calories. I couldn't get it exactly on. One of them has way more protein than the other, and one of them has more fat than the other. Now for me, this is the plate I would choose. Why? Because it has way more volume. I'm not gonna get hungry after I eat this plate. In fact, I'm gonna last all the way to lunch without even thinking about food. So I wanna look at the different macros inside each of these plates to show you why it's so important that your food choices are the things that are going to move the needle when it comes to losing fat. It's not necessarily food volume that counts. It's the food choice that counts. So let's take a look at it. So the first plate has 368 calories. There's 17 grams of fat, 22 grams of protein, and 32 carbs. It's got pretty much the same stuff on, but there's bacon instead of turkey bacon, which is on the other plate. And there's sweet potato instead of squash. We're going to talk about that in a minute. The second plate has 355 calories. That's 13 less calories than the first plate, which had way less food. There's only 12 grams of fat, there's 39 grams of protein, and 23 carbs. What's the difference? The first plate had 2 whole eggs. The second has 1 egg and 3 egg whites. The first plate had 2 slices of bacon. The second plate had 3 slices of turkey bacon. And lastly, the first plate had sweet potato. The sweet potato is only half a cup, and it's 129 calories. The second plate has butternut squash, and it's only 63 calories, and it's an entire cup. So this plate is clearly the winner. Lower in fat, lower in calories, more food volume, less carbs, and more protein. The clear winner is right here. So my question of the day is, how much protein are you actually eating in a day? You should be aiming for 1 gram of protein per 1 pound of body weight, up to a maximum of 150 grams per day. I'm curious, do you track your protein? And if you do, how much are you eating? Drop it in the comments. I read them all. So next, let's talk about fats. So what are fats? Things like oils, dressings, nuts, and other healthy foods. Fats are what I call invisible calories. You don't necessarily see them, but they sure add up fast. Remember back to the beginning, a gram of fat has 9 calories versus a gram of protein or carbohydrates only having 4. And this is where most women 50 plus get it wrong. So let's talk about making a salad. I've got some nice baby spinach here. I'm gonna put some olive oil on it and some lemon juice. I'm just gonna drizzle the olive oil on. And that drizzle right there is probably another 100 calories. Next, I'm gonna add on a half an avocado. I love avocado. Do you guys love avocado? There we go, some nice slices. Oops, and on it goes. Half an avocado, another 150 calories. Those two things added 250 calories to my salad. Now, I'm not saying you did anything wrong. Olive oil is really good for you. It's really rich in polyphenols and it's great for your body. Same with avocado. It's a great food source. And spinach, can't beat it. I call this fat creep. We think we're doing the right thing, but we're adding in so many calories to our healthy salad that it's undoing all of the good we're trying to do to lose fat. And what happens when there's fat creep? You end up eating healthy, but you end up maintaining the same weight forever. And the fat just doesn't come off. So how do you fix it? If you're not weighing or measuring your food, you're guessing. And if you're constantly guessing, you'll never know what to fix. I see this all the time. Women kind of eyeballing it, and they get to the end of the month and wonder why the scale hasn't moved. It's because of things like fat creep. They're free pouring olive oil, they're eating way more fat than they realize, and the calories over the course of a week and a month, they all add up to no fat loss. And no data means no results. So if you're eating things like salads for lunch, number one, don't forget to add some protein. And number two, make sure you measure your fats because fat can creep up and turn into what's a healthy low calorie meal into one that's gonna put you way over your calorie deficit. Okay, let's do a quick recap here. We want our protein high, our fats controlled, and our carbs smart. So let's talk about carbs. So carbs are not the problem, but there's different types of carbs, and the carbs that you choose matters. The first thing to look at is to make sure you're eating primarily low glycemic carbohydrates. Those are the carbohydrates that aren't gonna spike your insulin, which is gonna in turn cause you to store more fat. But even carbs that look the same can actually be very, very different. Let's take a look at this plate. So take a look at these two bowls. I did some meal prep yesterday and I prepped some sweet potatoes and some butternut squash for the week. Exact same volume, cooked exactly the same with just a little spray of olive oil to keep them from sticking to my pan. I did them in the oven. This bowl of sweet potatoes has almost twice the calories as this bowl of squash. They look the same. You'd think they would be the same, but they're very different in the amount of calories they carry. So if you want to lose fat and not feel hungry, these kinds of things matter. It's how you eat more and still lose fat. Okay, let's talk about dinner now and what could go right and what could go wrong. So I love making fajita bowls for dinner. They're super easy, especially if you meal prep. I like to make a whole batch of grilled chicken at the beginning of the week so that I have chicken ready to go and I don't have to really worry about the protein piece. So in these two bowls, I have the same amounts of spinach. I always start with spinach. I'm gonna add in 3.5 ounces of grilled chicken to each bowl. It was prepared exactly the same way. Now, typically I would chop it all up. I'm not gonna do that today for this example. So now we've got some veg and some chicken in our bowls and we're rocking. Let's add in some more vegetables. In the first bowl, I'm gonna add in a half a cup of the butternut squash. And in the second bowl, I'm gonna add in the same half cup of the sweet potatoes. It's already looking really good. Okay, let's go back to the first bowl. I wanna add in some peppers and onions. So yesterday I grilled up some peppers and onions so they were ready for the week. So I'm gonna add in about a quarter cup of peppers and onions mixed. And I'm gonna do the same thing to the second bowl. Now both of our bowls look pretty much identical so far, right? Okay, next I'm gonna add some ranch dressing that is store-bought to the first bowl. And yesterday I mixed up a batch of homemade dressing, which was Greek yogurt, garlic, some salt, and lemon juice. I mixed it all up in a blender and I'm gonna add it to the other bowl. Same amount. There we go. And lastly, I'm gonna add a quarter cup of grated cheddar to the first bowl. They're pretty similar. Okay, let's look at the two bowls. We're gonna look at the macros and the calories. And I think this one's gonna blow you away. The bowls look pretty much the same, other than the cheese, the type of dressing, and one has squash and one has sweet potatoes. So the first bowl, the one with the cheese in it, has 451 calories, 26 grams of fat, 27 grams of protein, and 38 carbs, okay? The two bowls look pretty much the same volume. The second bowl, which looks pretty much like the first one, is only 176 calories. It has 3 grams of fat, 23 grams of protein, and 15 grams of carbs. Now, if I were making dinner, I would add probably more food to the second bowl. It's really light on calories. I might add a bit more chicken and some more veg. I might even add a little bit more protein in if I'm still within my calorie deficit for the day. But as you can see, it's the fat in the cheese and the fat in the type of dressing that makes the most difference here. And there's that fat creep again. It shows up where you least expect it and can ruin a calorie deficit and fat loss. So as you can see, both are healthy bowls, but they have completely different outcomes. And for me, I can't eat like a bird. When I'm training, I've got to fuel my body. I think of it as adding wood in a wood-burning fireplace. The more wood I add, the hotter the fire burns. That's my metabolism. So if I had to lose 30 pounds again, this is how I would do it. I would focus on protein, I would keep fats low, I would eat lots of healthy carbs, and always be in a calorie deficit. I'd use a scale, measuring spoons, and measuring cups faithfully, and I would track my food so that I could educate myself on which foods were more or less calorie dense. You see, it's nothing extreme. It's just real food, but it's done properly for a midlife body. So if you want my exact structure, I've dropped my high protein guide in the description below, or scan this QR code to grab it. So if you're over 50 and you think you're doing all the right things and the fat is still stuck, it's likely how you're eating.